Before he died, the old pig decided to say something heartfelt to the animals. He said that a horse that works hard every day as a laborer for a farmer will eventually be sold. The chickens lay eggs every day, but in the end they can't keep any of them. The lamb gives its wool to mankind, but its baby is born in cold and hunger. The fat pig seems to eat happily every day, but all the meat it grows goes into the stomachs of humans. The reason why they live like this, it's not because they're not hardworking, it's because all the fruits of their labor goes into the pockets of Roy, the farmer. The only way for them to change their lives is to start a revolution and overthrow Roy, and become their own masters. Old Pig's speech lifted the hearts of all the animals, and then the old pig spoke again. He reminded each and every one of them that after they've driven Farmer Roy away, don't become the next Roy by following his example. All animals should be equal. And with those words, the old pig left this world, but his thoughts were planted in the hearts of every little animal. The wailing of the animals alerted Roy, the farmer, who was sleeping. A few gunshots sent the animals back to their dens. Only the old pig's body was left to cool. After drinking, Roy became more and more indifferent to the animals' lives. When the animals looked at the trough, which was cleaner than their faces, they all gathered together in front of the storehouse where the food was stacked. They decided to fight for their bellies. A loud crash woke Roy from his sleep. The critters, who hadn't eaten in days, were in the midst of a hearty feast, unaware of Roy's presence with his whip, until the long whip fell on the animals before they stopped their mouths. Suddenly, the docile creatures became furious. One by one, they lined up, ready to fight. Unexplained, he slowly exited the warehouse, dropped his whip and ran. But in a few moments, he returned with a large group of helpers holding weapons. The white pig immediately commanded the animals to take up battle positions. The first big revolution between animals and humans started with the appearance of the ducklings. This time they are fighting for the sake of freedom. The little animals in the battle are all impassioned and courageous for the victory of the revolution. The little black dog, the guardian of the house, even sacrificed his own life. In the end, the war ended in victory for the animals. They won the first revolution. As soon as the war was won, the animals took out the tools that had enslaved them. They put them all together and destroyed them. When they entered Roy's room, they realized that the decorations in the room were the heads of their own kind. The food drying on the beams is the rooster they spent so much time with. Everywhere they look, it's a reminder of the shame of their enslavement. With unanimous approval, they have decided to seal off the house permanently. No small animals will be allowed to set foot in it, not to mention the house. But the black pig snuck into Roy's room when everyone wasn't looking, and adopted some of the black dog's pups. After Roy was removed, the farm was officially named Animal Farm. Under the leadership of the white pig, a new agreement was agreed upon. It was written in the most prominent place on the farm. The first rule was that no animal would be allowed to sleep in the beds. There were no objections to this. The second rule was that no animal would drink alcohol. Again, unanimously approved. The third rule was that all four-legged animals were good. Two-legged people are bad. The chicks were not happy about this. It wasn't until the pigs explained that wings were legs. The agreement was unanimous. The fourth and fifth rules were, no animal may harm another animal, and all animals must be equal.